I love that that came out of this community, and I was thinking, as the governor prepares another photo opportunity on the border, where he is spending $3 billion of your money to demonize and vilify those who come to this country, very often fleeing some of those brutal conditions anywhere on this planet, seeking to come, choosing a state and a country of immigrants that is that much stronger and more successful, and yes, safer by the presence of those who have come here to build a new life for themselves, to do better for their families, but also to give back to the success of America. While he's doing that and sending 10,000 members of the Guard from proud military communities like these, and I had a chance to say thank you to some veterans on my way in here today. This is another way that San Antonio has distinguished itself throughout this state and across this country. 10,000 members of the Guard who constitutionally are unable to do much of anything to protect us or to keep us safe, who are living in these squalid man camps, some of them with no access to a toilet, taken from their families and their careers and their hometowns at a moment's notice. And as of this moment, and as of the latest count, 5 of them in the last 3 months have taken their own lives under these conditions. The DPS troopers who've been taken off the streets and the highways of this state and deployed down to the border at a time that we have the most accidents on our highway since the year 1980, the second highest on record, where tickets written in the Rio Grande Valley have gone up 1,000%. There's a tax on driving while being brown in the RGV right now, because there are so many DPS troopers there who have, again, no ability to do anything about this issue of immigration. Imagine if instead of a surge at the border, we had a surge in our classrooms, in our public schools, and a focus on education in the state of Texas. No stopping us if we could get that done. The things that we want to achieve make a lot of sense, and not just to Democrats, nor only to independents, and it's not just the preserve of Republicans either. Public education, for example, is about all of us. And if we want a world-class system in this state, we've got to say it, we've got to campaign for it, we've got to vote like our kids' lives depend on it, because they do. We've got to win, and then we've got to get it done. Some other issues that could bring us together. What if the best jobs in America were created right here in Texas and in San Antonio? We were 31st in the nation last year in job creation. We should be number 1. There's no greater workforce, no better people, no bigger opportunity than the one that exists right here in Texas. We should be making the most of it. And by the way, those who work full-time in this state, 4 out of 10 of them do not make a living wage. They're the ones working that second shift or second job. They are the ones dependent on public assistance. They are the ones sleeping on the streets or on the shelters tonight, because though no matter how hard they make, at $7.25 an hour in this state, it is simply not enough. And when you don't have paid time off, and when you're penalized for having a kid or taking care of a sick parent or being there for your kid when she's unable to go to school, how in the world are we going to get better unless we have a governor who focuses on those workers, who makes this economy work? What if, at a time of nursing and teacher shortages, the state of Texas invested in training more teachers and nurses to make sure that we're doing better when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to public education? Or this idea, expanding Medicaid so that more people can see a doctor in the first place, no longer have to worry about dying of diabetes or the flu or curable cancers, in the wealthiest country on the face of the planet, in the 9th largest economy on earth, which is exactly what's happening today, because our current governor has left $100 billion in Medicaid expansion money on the table, every penny of which you have paid in your federal income taxes, that is going to some other state, some other people, connecting them with doctors right now, which could be coming to us. In addition to the care, the lives saved, the doctors and nurses and medical professionals recruited, the mental health care delivered in a state whose largest mental health care provider is the county jail system, we could also reduce our property taxes, because when someone walks into that hospital making too much to qualify for Texas Medicaid today, not enough for the subsidies in the Affordable Care Act, and cannot pay for the care that they receive, the bill's $10,000, $50,000, $300,000. The sky's the limit in these hospitals. They can't pay it, but you and I and every other property taxpayer in this hospital district will, or you pay it on higher rates for your own health insurance. Let's take yes for an answer. Expand Medicaid in the state of Texas, especially when the federal government is paying 95 cents on the dollar.